You know, it's amazing how much this car differs from exactly the same car but with a larger engine. I'm not referring to the speed or the torque or the way the car pulls, but if you take, for example, the 330 diesel with the M-Tech suspension and compare it to this car, not on a performance level but on a driving level, it's like chalk and cheese. I mean, the steering on this it's all boaty and you don't feel like you're connecting with the road. The suspension, I mean, obviously it's not the sports suspension, but the suspension is all wobbly and bouncy, although it's not as bad as it could be, it has to be said, but the whole car just feels cumbersome. Whereas if you were sitting in an M-Tech version, you really do feel like you're in control of the car. This feels like I'm being towed behind a ride-on mower in a little bucket or something, pulled along in a bucket. I mean, it really is awful. Even the engine makes more noise. I mean, it's bizarre. I can't quite understand it. There's actually more engine noise than there would be from a 3-litre version. Obviously the cars aren't supposed to be the same, but the point I'm trying to make is just how different these vehicles are. The 3 Series is probably one of the better looking BMW models available right now, and if you're thinking about buying one, go for the best you can get. Don't be namby-pamby in your decision making. Forget about cars like this with the small engine. Okay, you're going to get a better economy out of it, but you can already get 50 miles per gallon from the 330 diesel. This is doing the same amount of miles per gallon. You know, the difference is minuscule. The ride in this car is painful. It's not enjoyable at all. Yet if you go upscale for the more expensive model, spend the more money, you're going to have a car which is going to give you the ultimate driving experience from what is effectively a fancy car. This is awful to drive. It's gormless. It feels awkward. It's not relaxing. It's tiring. You know, the features are the same with respect to, you know, the interior. Maybe it's a little bit more bland in this, but if you're going to go for a BMW, don't be tight. Don't be stingy. Even if it means getting one second hand to make it affordable, go for something a bit special. Go for something that's got the M-Tech suspension. Go for something that has the nice interior. And go for something that has a bit of poke in it. There's no point getting an 1800 or a 2-litre BMW. It's a false economy. They're not cheaper to run. You can get the same miles per gallon if you're driving on the motorway. It depends how you drive, but if you drive correctly, you'll get just as far. Even though this is the basic end model of this range of BMW, you know, it's still very nicely put together. But it is a bare bones package. The interaction between the driver and the steering, it feels anaesthetized. I feel like I'm driving along in an electric Valium, mechanical Valium bubble. I don't feel like I'm part of the environment that I'm shooting down across at 50, 60, 70 miles an hour. Obviously the brakes are just as good. You know, BMW seems to be rather good at doing that. But you know, I feel like I'm in a virtual reality car. I don't feel like I'm part of the actual experience at all. The point I'm trying to basically make is, if you're thinking about getting one of these 3 Series BMWs, don't go for a boring version. Don't go for something with a small engine thinking you're going to get a better economy. I think it's rubbish. You're going to get the same miles per gallon out of a 3-litre diesel as you are at 1800. Maybe not driving around town, etc, etc, but on the motorway you are. So why not? Don't be stingy. Open your purse up. Get yourself something decent. BMW do fantastic cars, so why accept anything less than that? Why go for something with a bland, boring interior? Why go for something with basic suspension? You don't have to get yourself a road rocket, but treat yourself, get yourself something a bit decent. This is a blank canvas. It's up to you what you want on it at the end of the day. But really, if you're going to go for something as bland as this with a small engine like this, you're missing out on 90% of the BMW experience. There's so much more of these cars that are on offer, so why not take it?